Hi everyone, it's Kamal here with your May market update. Now typically at the beginning of every market update I usually have a riddle or puzzle for you to solve. This time around I'm going to make it a little bit different just because I have an announcement to make. As many of you know, I host an annual picnic over the summer months, so please mark it in your calendar. This year it's going to be taking place July 27th, Saturday, and it's going to be at the Arundel Park area E for Edward in Mississauga, same place we did it last year. And every year I try and do things differently to keep things fresh and interesting for those of you that come out every year. So this year we're going to be trying out some Brazilian food. So if you've never had Brazilian food, definitely take the opportunity to come out and try it out. Okay. Last year I believe was Malaysian food. The year before was Taiwanese food. Next, again, we to keep things fresh. Last few years I've been having a magician come and do a magic show. This year is completely different. We're actually going to have some animals. A company called Critters and Junctions going to come with their cuddly animals, and also some of their creepy crawly animals like Burmese python. There's going to be scorpions, spiders, there's lizards, something called bearded dragon, which I believe is a lizard, is also going to be there. So if you're brave enough, on the day, come sit in front, touch it, feel it, take pictures with the animals, right? And for those of you that were complaining to me last year that you didn't get an opportunity, well, the good news is I've hired Amanda, the psychic, once more, so she'll be there. If you missed out last year, please get in line early this year so you don't miss out again. Now, this is how good Amanda is. When I called her this year to book her services, she told me that she knew I was going to call. That's how good she is. All right. So all in all, July 27th, mark it in your calendar. I hope to see you all there. And now here's your May market update. Okay, so here's your May market update. The numbers came out early this week, I believe, or was it late last week? Anyways, average home price in Mississauga for the month of April was sitting at 767,000. The month before that, March, it was at 738,000. Now that's an increase month over month from March to April, roughly about 3.9%. So, you know, a steady increase, not significantly a different month over month. Days on market, this is how long it's taking for a property to sell. Average days on market in April in Mississauga was roughly about 16 days. Days on market in March, the month before, was 17 days. Again, nothing significantly different. If you look at months of inventory, what this is basically this is the supply of the properties that is on the market. If no new listings hit the market, how long would it take for the existing inventory to sell at the current rate? So what we call months inventory. The months inventory right now is sitting at 2.1 months. That's for April. If you look at March, is exactly the same, 2.1 months. All right, so here's where things are kind of interesting with regards to the market. As I've spoken many times before, we have a very seasonal market here. Spring is by far the biggest move in the market here in Ontario, and spring is March, April, May, June, roughly about 4 months, right? Once the winter month is done, we have an uptick in activity, uptick in listings, uptick in transactions, uptick in price. Now for this year, it's kind of odd the way the market is, because one, the market really didn't take off until about mid-March, because we did still have some bad weather. So roughly about middle of March when the spring market finally took off, and when it did, properties were selling 1, 2, 3 days on the market, so there was a tremendous amount of activity. But here's the interesting thing, that lasted about 2.5 weeks. And then since then, we seem to have hit a lull in the market. I'm not talking about price dropping, I'm thinking about activity. It just seems to have hit a wall. It's just not moving anywhere. Number of listings is also not increasing tremendously. So we're still in that lull where it's just kind of odd. Like I say, it's May right now. Typically would be chugging along, lots of inventory, lots of activity, lots of listings coming on. None of that is happening. So we're kind of flattening out. Things are taking its own sweet time to develop. Here's the other thing that's kind of interesting. In the 416 area, which is typically Toronto, the activity there is more robust. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about specifically the condo market. The condo market over there seems to be moving pretty good. Even in Mississauga, condo market, it tends to be more active compared to the landed property market. And when you're talking about outside of condo market in Mississauga, the detached properties are the ones that are really struggling to move. It's really slow there. A lot of properties are sitting on the market. It's not helping that a lot of agents are overpricing. They're anticipating a quick spike. That's not happening, and because of that, a lot of properties are overpriced in the current marketplace, and because of that, it's sitting on the market, and sellers are going through price changes and all that kind of stuff right now. So that's what's interesting with the current market condition. Going forward, what can we expect with the real estate market? Well, no interest rate increases in the immediate future. In fact, there is absolutely no conversation about this at all from the Bank of Canada. So I would imagine for definitely the 3 months, definitely the 6 months, probably till the end of the year, we're probably not going to see anything in terms of interest rate. It is an election year, so I suspect as we get closer to fall, the federal election, when it kicks in, we're probably going to start seeing or hearing about potentially some more goodies coming our way with regards to the real estate market, right? But for now, the biggest challenge remains the mortgage stress test. A lot of buyers are still having a hard time qualifying for this just because of this stress test. A lot of people are still looking for alternate ways to get funding, private lending, and all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's the market update for this month. And as always, my business is referral. I rely on your referral business. So if you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling and they're looking for an experienced real estate agent, please give me a call and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.